Hey fellas, this is Collin here watching Magic Strawberry. In the past decade, FromSoftware has forged an identity on crafting notoriously difficult games by making the difficulty itself the core experience. The point in any of these games is to achieve that elated feeling after defeating a boss they have labored at for an extended period of time, and then you ride that high up until you beat the game. And in FromSoftware's latest release, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, this is no different. Sekiro was set in feudal Japan during the Sengoku period during a time of social upheaval and non-stop warfare. We play as a shinobi who tries to protect his lord Kuro, the divine heir of the Ashina clan, during a bloody coup d'etat from an opposing clan. Unfortunately, a samurai named Genichiro captures Kuro in the hopes of using his dragon heritage to create his own immortal army. Wolf confronts him, but it doesn't take long before he gains the upper hand and cuts one of your hands off. Wolf survives these wounds, however, and awakens in an abandoned Buddhist temple where he meets a sculptor who fashioned a Swiss tool prosthetic hand for him to use. Now, Wolf sets out to rescue Kuro while also seeking vengeance against the samurai. Sekiro is different from past FromSoftware games, in which the focus is now about attacking an enemy's posture and balance in the effort to strike a killing blow, rather than whittling down the health bar. This means that the combat mainly consists of time deflections and dodging until the time is right to strike, which I thought gave the combat a realistic feel. The combat mechanics can be a little difficult to master, but luckily, you're able to practice them as much as you please by sparring with this guy who quite literally can't die. Whenever you learn a new move, you can easily fast travel back to the base temple and practice it to your heart's content. Given that the combat is defense heavy, it teaches you very quickly that you're not going to be able to wander in the middle of a horde of enemies and just mow everyone down. This is why stealth is especially important when confronting any territories. Also, you can eavesdrop on nearby enemies to gain insight on how to beat bosses. Sekiro is also a little more forgiving than past FromSoftware games, and a lot of it is due to the mobility mechanics, mainly the grappling hook fashioned into your prosthetic arm. The level design is excellent for this use of verticality, as swinging from various branches and rooftops is simply a blast. You can obviously use it for stealth purposes, but if at any point, if you feel flustered in a battle, you can easily grapple to the nearest rooftop and hide out until they stop looking for you. There is almost always a way out if you ever feel overwhelmed, and you're always given 2 chances whenever you die in battle, as the name of the game suggests. You're given the option to resurrect immediately after death. It's only after the second death where it's game over. Plus, there's these sculptor idols laid out all across the map where once you discover them, you're then granted the ability to fast travel to the point in the map. Still, considering the developer, Sekiro is still rather difficult. You better make good use of all the training, because even the slightest misstep will result in you losing a drastic amount of your health. The margin for error is practically none, and every enemy you come across is quick, so you have to be constantly on your guard. Plus, if you do choose to resurrect immediately after dying, you'll lose half of your currency and experience upon every death. You can prevent yourself from losing currency and experience with the use of unseen aid. Whether or not these will help you is based on chance, and they're fickle, so it's best not to depend on them. Deciding whether or not you want to use the resurrection each time is a gamble, because if you do die a second time, not only do you lose your money, but some of the NPCs will become affected by a disease called dragon rot, and chances of triggering unseen aid later in the game will go down. With all of that said, I feel Sekiro is worth picking up for anyone who might feel hesitant due to the developer's reputation. While it still proves a challenge, the combat is finally polished, and swinging around a beautifully imagined feudal Japan world never fails to delight. The narrative experience lacks due to a lot of the lore simply being implied, which is a FromSoftware custom. While it does create an air of mystery, there's no real narrative thrust. What does keep you coming back is the high you get from defeating bosses, and just the combat in general that intelligently weaves stealth and melee mechanics. I give Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching Magic Strawberry. Feel free to hit that like button down below, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on Twitter at ZTV Goofing Off. See ya!